Hello and welcome to Roaming Norway. Today we're going to talk about my Tesla Model 3. This is made at the Gigafactory in Shanghai and was delivered to me the summer of 2021, so almost 2 years ago, 50,000 kilometers later, and here we are. What are the maintenance costs? What are the running costs like charging? And what are all the problems that have occurred along the way? And also some service alerts and scary situations when I was road tripping last summer, and we will talk about everything that has happened to this car and how it's held up. I will also mention what I think are the 3 best features of this car in my 50,000 kilometers of ownership. So let's go inside to not be disturbed by this highway right behind me. Okay, let's start with the total cost of ownership. So the total cost of ownership, I would start with the service I have done, and then I'll go over to the optional stuff like the PPF and stuff later. When I got it on summer tires, and when I needed to change to winter tires, like a seasonal tire change or a wheel change really, it was 450 kroners, pretty affordable. After that I just changed them myself, so no further cost associated with tire changes. There will be cost when I need to buy new tires, but due to the seasonal changes in Norway, you don't use your tires up that fast because you have 2 sets of tires, of course, or 2 sets of wheel. Okay, and then I bought 2 cabin air filters for 478 kroners. I changed them myself. I should make a video on that in the future when I need to change them again. The reason for the early change of cabin air filters is because I was in very humid environments, very dry environments. Like I was on a Norway trip and multiple Europe trips. Yeah, it does wear the cabin air filters, or they get clogged with all kinds of stuff. And when you have different humidity and stuff, you need to change cabin air filters faster. And it also helps with hay fever and stuff. So let's go over to charging cost. Last year I spent 21,600 kroners on supercharging, and I did spend a bit before that as well, of course. And this was due to some major road trips. I was in Europe twice. I was in Lofoten in Norway, which is far north in Norway, and then there's a lot of supercharging, more fast charging than the average electric car owner. The cost of charging at home has been relatively cheap. We have government incentives for due to the rising power prices, so it's been fine. So there's quite a bit of charging cost, but the Tesla app still tells me that I saved like 34,000 kroners last year on not having to buy gas. Let's talk about software upgrades. So I have no software upgrades on this car. You can buy acceleration boost, enhanced autopilot, or fully self-driving, FSD, which doesn't really work well in Europe at the moment. And enhanced autopilot, the only thing I would want from that is probably automatic lane change. And I don't think it's worth the cost at all. The only software stuff I have is premium connectivity, which gives traffic data and a satellite map and some streaming stuff, which I think is nice. It's 129 kroners each month. You do get 1 year free. At least I got 1 year free, and then you have to start paying for it. So that's another part of Tesla's software revenue. For hardware upgrades, we have PPF. That's 42,000 kroners. And I do have a video where I talk about things I regret with this car. And spoiler alert, that might be one of them. I encourage you to watch the video, I'll link it above. And I've also bought some other accessories to the car, just smaller stuff. I'll make another video about that, so please make sure to subscribe, and you will see all the other small stuff that's not part of the mandatory costs of operating this vehicle. Let's talk about service visits. This is an important topic with Teslas, and many people ask, do you have to go a lot of times to the service center? Regular service, there is really no need to go to the service center. It's more for warranty work if stuff isn't as you expect with the vehicle, or if something is defect from the factory. So, service visits. I have had a few service visits. I'll talk about the most scary one now first, and that's when we drove home from Italy last summer. I got an alert on the screen here. You get, like any other car, you get an symbol and an alert, and if it's orange symbol, it's you can drive, but you have to check it up, and if it's a red symbol, you have to immediately stop. It's the exact same with the Tesla. You just get it on the screen there. So I got a CPA009 alert, and that means there is something wrong with the charge port. And if you know, the charge port is pretty important, especially in an electric vehicle. It's the only way you can add range. This does indicate a fault in the charge port. So I called roadside assistance because I was 2,500 kilometers from home, and I wondered, what should I do when I get this alert? And they say that this issue would normally just affect AC charging, and AC charging is slow charging, it's home charging, level 1, level 2 charging, not DC fast charging. So that was a major relief, because I only rely on DC fast charging when road tripping and I'm not stopping to sleep at a hotel with a slow charger. When I got home, the AC charging still worked, so I wondered, was this alert for nothing? And then the service center told me, we will replace the wiring for the charge port free of charge. Of course, free of charge. Well, I'm still under warranty. As a precautionary measure, because I got this alert. And it was done very fast, very easy, no problems, and no cost. So that was a huge relief that it wasn't anything serious. Other service visits is just some early service visit to adjust the trunk. It was kind of offset, and I don't know, I just wanted it to be perfect. It worked nicely, and yeah, it didn't look that bad, but I just went in and got it fixed, and they did some recall work as well. If you remember, the early 2021 model Teslas did have heat pump failures due to multiple issues, I think. I think the one problem with the valve, that was a software issue. And then there was a problem with the insulation around the low pressure pipe. So I got insulation for the low pressure pipe, and a harness connection cover, and then adjust the trunk, and I replace the gas strut back. That's the thing that's lifting the trunk. I don't know why, but they did. So let's talk about degradation. Degradation is when you lose the total charge level or the range of the vehicle over time, and it does happen to every electric vehicle. Usually it's around 7 to 10% before it levels off and doesn't degrade much further. I haven't done the proper tests to tell you the exact degradation of this car, but I can tell you that I haven't noticed any less range in this vehicle at all. and there have been software updates which has improved the preconditioning of the battery. It has improved the estimation of charge on arrival, taking into account wind and the temperature and multiple stuff. And I have a feeling that I have more range than when I got this vehicle new, which is a good thing that you feel that. But I'll do some in-depth testing of this vehicle and make a video on it to get the exact degradation of the battery after 50,000 kilometers. Okay, let's talk about my favorite features with this car. I'll mention 3 things I love about this vehicle after 50,000 kilometers. And that's, the first thing is the sound system. The sound system is amazing in this car. I didn't expect it at all. There's no branding, there's no mention. It's just premium audio system. Everyone has a premium audio system. This is amazing. It's better than a lot of branded audio systems in cars out there. It's fantastic and I love it. I will never buy a car with a bad sound system after testing the Tesla one. It's amazing. The second thing I love about this vehicle is the charging network. Of course, everyone says that about Tesla. I love it. It's plug and charge on the stations. You just plug in and it works. The handshake is super fast. It's absolutely amazing. I feel like I can go everywhere in Europe and I can go to the North Cape. I can go everywhere I want. And the third thing is the EV stuff. The throttle mapping, low speed tuning, drivetrain and the ease of drive is amazing in Tesla. So other vehicles have other things they are good at. The way you can just easily set it in drive, move forward, drive backwards. You can change gear at low speed between drive and reverse. So you get the smoothest change of gears ever. I am not pressing the brake pedal at all. The way you can move super slowly, it's super precise. I feel so confident when I'm moving through tight spaces or doing maneuvers. And of course, the acceleration curve is amazing. I feel like I can place myself everywhere I want. For example, when coming into a roundabout and you need to get into the roundabout and you have to yield, of course, and you have to find a space for yourself without interrupting and the other traffic. I feel like I can place myself anywhere with this vehicle. It's super precise. I love the drivetrain on this vehicle, and I haven't tried a car that's better at Tesla at the EV stuff. So that was my first 50,000 kilometers. Subscribe to stay updated on this vehicle, other vehicles I'm testing. I have a few vehicles lined up. I have a huge road trip lined up. Lots of exciting stuff coming to this channel, so if you want to follow that, please subscribe. It means a lot. I'm also putting stuff in the community tab on YouTube, like polls and stuff, to interact with the community, so I hope you will engage there too. And you can also follow me on Twitter. I post some stuff there at Roaming Norway. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave your comments below if you have any questions. I read all the comments. Thank you.